Hello everyone, welcome back to Paper Made Me Do It. So for the past couple of months, I've started releasing a free printable each month for our journals. And today is the first day of May 2020. So I wanted to just continue that and give you a new free printable for the month of May. So last month I had asked for some opinions about preferences for vintage vibe versus bright and colorful. And so for those of you who commented last month, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to do that. I appreciate your feedback. It seemed like for the most part, we all tend to like a little bit of both. So I am continuing to work on some future designs in both of those different style categories. But for the month of May, I just really felt like we all needed something bright and colorful and cheerful and, just something with a happy vibe, in case we're having any down days, something to kind of pick up our spirits in our journals. So I tend to use these type of printables in my Hobonichi cousin. So I'll be showing you what they look like in here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and let you see what the printable looks like for the month of May. And then if you want to stick around for a minute or two, I'll have a couple quick tips about printables in general. So this is what the May design looks like. It is a single sheet of numbers, so I'm sure there could be other uses for this, but I had date stickers in mind, or date seals in mind when I was drawing them up. So they have a wide range of bright and happy colors in the background, as well as some polka dots and a kind of typewriter font number on each one. So this top sheet is printed on my favorite printer paper for printables. It's a very good quality. It's like 32-pound thickness, very bright, smooth. So this is my go-to paper for pretty much anything that runs through my printer. And I'll have a link for that in the description below as well if you'd like to check it out. But I also printed a second sheet because someone had suggested in the comments before to print these on sticker paper. And I generally print mine on the paper that I mentioned earlier. I don't mind the cutting and pasting process. The cutting process to me is almost therapeutic if I have spare time to just sit there and do it. It's kind of a mindless task for me. But for those of you who find that more of a chore to have to use a separate adhesive to glue these down, sticker paper may be for you. So this is my first time printing on adhesive paper. I'll cut one or two out and we'll try it in a minute. I will say though, disclaimer, this may not be the best representation because since I don't personally print my own stickers, I don't have any sticker paper in my collection. All I had is this Office Depot brand, and this is actually a full letter size mailing label or shipping label. So this is not the best quality paper because it's not intended for printing images on. So I was actually surprised that there wasn't more of a difference between the vibrancy of the colors between these two pieces of paper. There is a difference, but this actually turned out better than I expected in terms of the quality of the image and the colors. But if you wanted to do something like this, if you purchased a paper that was designed specifically for stickers, like a better quality paper, then you would probably get an even better result in terms of not only the appearance and the quality of the image, but with the adhesive itself. This adhesive is not going to be the same as sticker adhesive. So, it's like I say, it's not probably the best example, but I just wanted to get your mind thinking in that direction if that's something that you're interested in. So I don't have a sticker paper to recommend, I'm sorry, since I don't use that myself, but I'm sure with a little research you can find some information out there. Go to my good, close, tight friend, Mr. Google. I'm sure he could help you out. So real quick, I'll give you a couple tips for the printables. Number one, when you go to cut these out, if you take the whole sheet and go to cut one individual image, what you're going to see, and it becomes more evident as you work across the page, is having to manipulate this entire piece of paper, at least for me, can become awkward and annoying, and that therapeutic process I was talking about earlier becomes not so therapeutic and a little more frustrating. So I normally do not cut my printables out like this. What I like to do, no matter if they're all small or large, I do this with other creators printables that I purchase. I just take the gross image and cut around it, and do that for every image on the page. So I end up with a pile of this. And this may seem like it's time consuming, but it's actually a very quick process, and it saves me the headache in the end, because once you get to a situation like this, it's so much easier to manipulate something small like this, and then you don't have this huge piece of paper hanging around and getting in your way. So I do this with the small printables that I use from Cheyenne Barton on Patreon. I do this with the small and large printables that I buy from Courtney Diaz at Little Raven Ink on Patreon. I subscribe to their monthly printable tiers on Patreon, and this is the same process I use like with Courtney's Monsters and all that good stuff. So this is just so much easier to navigate, and if you try it, I think it really does make a big difference, and I think you'll like it. So this is what those stickers, or I'm sorry, the little date seals will look like if you cut them flush to the edge. Of course, if you wanted for a different look, you could leave somewhat of a border if you wanted some white. Now, if you had a punch that was a little larger than an inch, you could punch them to have a perfect circle with some white inner border. These circles are not perfect circles. I made them in kind of a little, kind of a little sloppy method. So the circles themselves are not perfect, but you can see just a couple options of ways to cut those out. So let's just see, for my own curiosity as well, how these will work on this mailing label, since I didn't have sticker paper. And I'm cheating here, to be honest with you, because on the back there's a split here where if you split this, the backing peels off. So I'm kind of cheating for the sake of time and giving myself that split to make the peel off easier. For the rest of the page, if you cut it flush, it may take a little more effort to separate the image from the backing. I don't know. But these will be in Dropbox. I may have already mentioned that in my intro. I can't remember. But anyway, they will be in a Dropbox, same one that I'm using for all of the monthly free printables. So that will be linked in the description below. So there's number 1. And then it's going to be easy to get that backing off with that split. And so, yeah, let's see. Let's pull out. Let's turn to May 1st. Okay. So I had already laid down a little piece of washi that had a number 1 on it. You could put this anywhere on the page, but if you wanted to put it directly over the Hobonichi date, just to give you an idea of what that would look like. The 1-inch size. You could either fully cover the month and the date, or the date and the day of the week. I'm gonna go over the month and the date. Okay. So that's how they would look in your journals. So feel free to use them for personal use only, please, and feel free to share them with your friends. Share this video, and if y'all have any questions or comments, just leave them below and I will get back with you. But I hope y'all have a great month of May, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.